The Hemlock is the comeback story of the year, easily taking the cake as the most improved weapon in Update 4. I mean, nobody used this gun, and the easy explanation behind that was it was a master of none. You know, at a long range you would lose to the carbine, the DMR, G2A4, at a short range you would lose to the CAR, R97, and I'll even lump the carbine in there. Obviously, Update 4 brought a few changes, which makes it a little bit harder to handle. You know, so you know, maybe post Update 4 it would have been a better match, but I guess we'll never find out. Now, the reason I titled this the comeback, you know, story of the year was now I feel like it's one of the most versatile weapons in the game based on the modifications you can apply to it. You know, if you want a long-range contender, you know, go with extended mags and get a guaranteed 2 burst. Again, with that 4-bullet guarantee, as long as you're landing shots, you're going to take them down fairly quickly. And you know, if you want a mid-range or close-range beast, slap on the Starburst attachment and 1 burst enemy pilots. And that's crazy considering you can do that all with the same gun. You know, obviously R97 has a nice modification where you can use scatterfire and bump that up, and the CAR SMG has counterweight, which modifies it so that the hip fire doesn't spread. But still, you know, it's pretty much doing the same functions. This gun takes it. The modifications of this gun take it from a short range to a long range weapon, and it you know, it's pretty amazing the different applications you can use just through the modifications that it offers. Now with that, you got to remember you're going to have a couple of different play styles with the Hemlock. So if you're going with extended mags or you know, the standard factory model, you need to make sure that, you know, it does take 2 bursts. So you shouldn't be really engaging in too many close quarters engagements. Obviously, if you're really skilled, you know, there's a little bit more wiggle room, but you know, it'd be obviously a lot better to avoid close range engagements, because you know, that gap in between the first and second burst, the R97 carbine, CAR SMG is going to get you if it's within their respective ranges. And then with the Starburst, you're going to be playing a lot closer. So the reason I say that, obviously, if you haven't used the weapon yet, is there is much more recoil. But the great thing about it, though, as you can see from some of these videos, that shot just there, it's very vertical. So how I manage that is, you know, I aim almost at their pelvis when I'm using the Starburst, to be honest with you, and you can kind of track the shots as it goes up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that's what the Starburst modification does. It changes it from a 3 burst to a 5 burst. So all 5 bullets, if you hit them all, if you land them all, it's obviously an easy kill. But if you're shooting at starting at their chest, you know, a couple of those are going to go to the wayside and not hit their intended target. So you'll see, like I said, in a lot of these videos, or these clips, excuse me, this is all from one game, that, you know, I do start rather low, which, you know, I know a lot of people are so used to going for headshots, but in order to get the full burst right there is perfect as well. A perfect example to get to the full burst and that you know, 1 burst kill potential. You need to be aiming where it's going to make the most sense. So moving on, I really like using stem with this loadout on either one, to be honest with you, because you know, you're not always going to land all of your shots, and while the hip fire is decent, it's not, you know, it's not counterweight, to say the least. So using stem gives you the opportunity to get off another burst. You know, if you kind of parkour around and avoid the enemy pilot for that split second and get off another burst, you know, he's done, especially with Starburst. But you know, every now and again when you have the factory loadout and you're trying to pick somebody off at a distance, you know, the carbine may land a few shots on you, but if you have stem going on, it gives you a better opportunity to return fire and take your time. Obviously, it's a split-second reaction, but when I say take your time, I mean being able to grab that extra millisecond just to kind of line up that shot. It'll make all the difference, especially with the Hemlock. I will say that active radar pulse is another excellent choice, simply for the fact that you will be able to kind of predict where your enemy is going to be, and you can line up your shot that way rather than having to use your split-second abilities to kind of line one up. You'll be able to kind of figure out where they're going to be, and put your reticule where it actually should, where the pilot should end up landing. Now, the last recommendation I'm going to make is the ordnance. Pretty much everything else, I mean, I really feel like you can do what you're most comfortable with, but the arc grenade is fantastic with this loadout, simply for the reason that you know, you are going to miss a few shots every now and again. Nobody's perfect, but if you can get a little bit of damage off of them beforehand, you know, you can toss it at a little bit of a range rather than, you know, with a satchel you have to be up close to somebody. Frag grenade, while it's awesome, I really feel like the arc grenade has a little bit more range, so you can kind of do a 1-2 punch, throw the arc grenade, blur their vision, take a little damage on them, and then burst them. You know, it gives you that finishing ability that a lot of the other ordinances don't give you at a distance, I would say. You know, like I said, I actually recently fell in love with frag grenades, so there's nothing wrong with that if you feel more comfortable with that. But the vision blurring effect as well, that's another great thing to have when you're using the Hemlock, simply because, again, it gives you just a split more second just to kind of line up your shot and you know, get ready to put that other pilot down. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm really just going to let the rest of it kind of run. This was a great game a couple days ago where I used the Hemlock, and you know, really enjoyed it, so I figured I would put this on the clip. I know I'll get a lot of people saying that it's easy to kind of make a montage and you know, show you know, the perfect strategy, I guess, rather than going through a full gameplay and showing you the positioning and the kind of the thought that kind of goes behind my movement and how I'm kind of using the weapon. I feel like it gives you a better idea on how to actually get a handle on the weapon. Again, thank you for watching. Please leave any comments if you have any questions. I know I've been away for a little bit, but I'm going to be posting some new videos. I think the next one I'm going to do is the R97, my favorite gun, actually, as of now, after the update. That thing is sick. So yeah, like the video, subscribe, and you know, have a good day. Thank you for watching. Bye.
3, 2, 1.
Have a slight change and the fight is nearly over. You've got to turn this fight around before it's too late.
Be advised, your replacement Titan will be ready in 30 seconds. Be advised, your replacement Titan will be ready in 15 seconds. Your replacement Titan is ready for launch. Signal when ready.
AI offline. Pilot mode engaged.
All units aboard mission. I repeat, aboard mission.
Tactical withdrawal is ordered. Dropship deployed for evacuation. Proceed to the nearest evac point. Dropship arrival imminent. Proceed to the evac point before departure. Dropship has arrived. Commencing evacuation procedures.
Eject.